Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to cover fruits, things you should have in your refrigerator at all costs, or things you may have already that's costing you gains or costing you progress and making it difficult for you to see actual change in your own weight loss journey. If you haven't already, fruits like bananas, which are rich in potassium, great source of fructose, great source of healthy sugar, which is necessary, especially in the mornings. I usually have something like this in the morning before I go out the door because it gives my brain what it needs so it can function right, and it gets me thinking in the right way so I can go out in the morning, go out in my day and attack my goals with the right mindset. Oranges, or in most cases mandarins, rich in vitamin C, great source of antioxidants, and if you're looking to find great vitamin sources that's going to be helpful to support your own weight loss goal, these are going to be it. You can get yourself a bag and stock up on these so you can have these mixed in with some bananas before you even go out your door. And like when it comes to weight loss, it doesn't have to be anything too complex or complicated. Most guys overcomplicate the process and make the journey itself a lot more frustrating, a lot more overbearing, and they tend to not see the progress they want to see in due turn. Now let's go and look at some meats that I have here, right? Ground beef is going to be one of the ones that I typically go to, or that I typically have to have whenever I'm going shopping for the most case. Ground beef. The macros are 21 grams of protein, 17 grams of fat, and 0 grams of carbs. What you can do, as you see here, is just typical au natural ground beef. If you go to your local grocery store, you look for the other option that says maybe at 93%. Ground beef is going to be more of an ideal option because it's going to have less fat in it. So if you're looking to really lean out your physique and possibly get to lower body fat percentage, maybe sub 10%, then ideally that would be a better choice instead of just grabbing the ground beef that doesn't have 93% lean on it. So it's something to look out. So that's something to look out for, right? Veggies here. Of course, there's not going to be any protein typically in this. The macros stick to 2 grams of protein, 11 grams of carbs, and 0 grams of fat. It's always good to have some sort of vegetable in your diet. It doesn't necessarily matter what it is. It could be asparagus, celery, salad, romaine lettuce. It doesn't really matter as long as you have some sort of greens consistently in your diet. It gives you that fiber, aids in digestion, and it makes your weight loss go a lot more easier. It doesn't have to lead to overcomplicating the process. It makes things a lot more simple for you to follow, simple for you to accomplish in your weight loss endeavor. Now, the next choice of meat I have here is going to be beef burgers, which is 21 grams of protein, 17 grams of fat, and 0 grams of carbs. Again, maybe not the best option. So ideally, if you're someone who loves burgers and you just have to have it like on a week-to-week basis, there you go. You can pick it up and still hit your weight loss goal. The calories, or rather the serving size on it, is going to be, unfortunately, it's one burger. One burger at 250 calories. Calories from fat is 150. Now, with that in mind, it's not like you don't have to have just one burger, because the calories, again, it's just a number. So if you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to lose fat, keep in mind the serving size as well as the calories that are from the carbs on the bun you're going to be using. That's additional calories. So if you're someone who wants to be wary of that, or if you don't want to use the bun, you can always have the burger by itself or mash it in a bowl with the romaine lettuce, with tomatoes, with cheese, right? And make your own bowl, a Chipotle bowl if you call it. But if you want to have the bun, you very well much can. Just find low calorie options you could use for your own hamburger to make the goal a lot more easy to follow, accomplish, so you don't have to hate the process of losing weight. Now, that covers the right side of the fridge. Now, ideally what else we have here is going to be tilapia, or call them skin fillets, right? Now, frankly, I love this. This is my usual go-to in a given diet because it's extremely low in calorie, high in protein. All right. Tilapia fish fillets sitting at 90 calories per serving, 20 grams of protein, 0 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fat. And if you want to really lean out, this is exactly what you want to be eating. much less the hamburgers or the ground beef because they have a higher fat distribution in it. But this is perfect. And you know, I find low calorie sauces, like low calorie barbecue sauce that I find at Walmart that I can usually go to. Not really a big fan of ketchup as I used to be back in my early days of high school. But if you want to lean out, this is exactly what you want to get. Not the ground beef, unless it's 93% ground beef, which has a lesser fat content in it, then that's what you want to be. Now, beef and beef burritos, not the best option, extremely high in calorie. 320 calories per serving. May not be very ideal, especially if you want to lean out. 8 grams of protein, 36 grams of carbs, and 16 grams of fat. Not the best macros if you ask me. You know, the best options, like I've told you, are going to be the tilapia, the fish fillet, or the ground beef, which is 93%. If you can't find that at 93% ground beef, then go and get the ordinary or regular ground beef. Though in most grocery stores you go to, it shouldn't be too hard to find. But this is not the best option. The carbs are amped. The fat content is higher than the protein content, as well as the carbs, and we don't want that. It's not the best protein source you can go to, you can consume to get to a calorie deficit, although it's still very much possible, though you want to find better options that are going to be more helpful to getting you there. America's most popular, it takes almost little time to make, is going to be pancakes. It doesn't matter if it's chocolate, blueberry, cinnamon, it doesn't matter. I prefer to make it homemade in that sense. But these that already come in the packages, let's look at the contents. 260 calories for just 3 because 3 comes in 1. So it's 260 calories per package. 6 grams of protein, 5 grams of fat, and 46 grams of carbs. 46. You know, this isn't really the protein-packed breakfast, if you call it. It's not very much ideal, and it makes a journey of weight loss incredibly frustrating because you don't have any protein in your diet. It makes it hard for you to build the body to get its protein from somewhere, with protein sources derived from the food to build that muscle, much less retain it. Next up, we have Premier Protein pancakes, which is pretty much the same thing. Again, it's a better find because it's a protein pancake, so you get more protein from it instead of it being a just carb-based breakfast. So it's 15 grams of protein, 27 grams of carbs, and 4 grams of fat. Per 3 pancakes is 210 calories, much less than that. So this is going to be a better find. And since it's less calories, it means that it's going to be much less work for you to burn off later on in your day, right? This is also another option that most individuals just love. Cinnamon French toast sticks. Again, all you gotta do is just pop it in the microwave and you are good to go. That is it. The macro count for this is 330 calories for only 5 sticks, 5 grams of protein, 44 grams of carbs, and 15 grams of fat. Again, not the best distributions, horrendously far. And if you want to actually lose weight, your body needs to get its protein. The protein helps you towards weight loss by keeping you full, limiting cravings, and it's going to help you get to a deficit much more gradually than stuffing your body with carbs, much more than you do some protein. The protein to fat distribution isn't a bad thing, but it's a protein to the carb distribution that throws most men off because they're not aware of how much carbs they're consuming, and they wonder why they're bloated. They wonder why you are not losing weight, not keeping it off, and it's because you're not prioritizing your macros, and being aware of that constantly is going to get you to that deficit. It's going to get you to see changes in your physique, get your low body fat percentage, and get you to where you want to be. Now let's go into the next thing that we have here is meatloaf. You think meatloaf relatively isn't too bad? Honestly, and I do agree because the macros itself are relatively better, are a near to good find compared to other proteins out there, like maybe the ground beef, because the ground beef has a higher fat distribution unless you get the 93%. Meatloaf right here, all these are packaged, right? 190 calories. Serving size is only 1 loaf. You know, this is relatively high in calories. That's a downfall with meatloaf. High in calories. And if for only one is 190 calories, 10 grams of fat, 9 grams of carb, and protein is 16 grams of protein. Serving size relatively isn't too bad, but if you ask me, the calorie jump is way too high for just one. If you have two, you're at your 400 calories. If you have a third meatloaf, well, you're almost at a near 600 calories, approximately, right? It's not exact. So that's high in calories. You know, to be aware of that is going to give you more insight to how you want to lose weight, how you want to keep it off, and it's going to, in turn, give you more understanding. Because all weight loss is understanding of calories in and calories out, and knowing what you should eat versus what you shouldn't eat at what time of the day versus at what not to eat at what time of the day. It's going to get you to your goals a lot more smoothly, a lot more safely, and it's going to create a lot less friction, so you can actually commit to the journey without all the barrier, without all the foods, or without all the challenges that get in the way of it. So that's the thing. Now we have a few more options that we'll cover. Lasagna Italiano. A lot of these packaged items you find in your local grocery store may not be the best bet, right? I'm not saying they're entirely not healthy. They just may not be the best bet due to how much calories they have per serving. And you want to find foods that give you the most bang for your buck per serving, because the more you can get in for your per serving, it's going to allow you to eat more, eat less calories, and it's going to help you to be full, given upon the fact that it's got a high protein count, given upon the fact that it's geared to get you to not crave, to not eat excessively. Lasagna, right? All you gotta do is just pop it in the oven and you're good to go. Well, let's check out the macro counts for it. 270 calories for 1 cup. 1 cup is not a lot of calories. 1 cup is very little. I'm surprised to see this is actually a cup. 13 grams of protein, 30 grams of carbs, 11 grams of fat. Not the best option. Do you know how small a cup is for 270 calories worth of this lasagna? That pretty much is a very addictive taste, because I've had this before. May not be the best bet. Again, 270 is not good for a cup. If that was 2 cups, maybe, but most individuals are not having a cup of lasagna. Best believe that. There are better options for weight loss, and that is not going to be it. The last option I want to cover is going to be the chicken parmesan. Again, you may think it's a good option because it's got chicken in it, right? So good protein. Well, let's check it out. The macros on this container are going to be 510 calories per serving, 19 grams of fat, total carbs 61 grams, and 25 grams of protein. I like the fact that there's 25 grams of protein on this, though the amount per serving is 510. The serving size is 1 piece, spaghetti sauce and topping. And if I'm right, and there's not just 1 piece, as well as 372 grams of spaghetti, 372 grams of spaghetti, sauce, and topping, total of 510 calories. So with this, you gotta measure everything out with a food scale. Mandatory. You can't go and expect to get 2 pieces of chicken, more of that lasagna without weighing it out. It's costly. I wonder why your big back and big bones and you struggle to actually keep off that weight. That is going to be it for today's finds of what to eat to get into a calorie deficit, or what foods you should be avoiding and what food you should be getting in order to see sustainable change in the way that you look in your fitness journey. If you found this helpful in any way, share with a friend and subscribe to the YouTube page for more content just like this.